In the anatomy of a crime, the loudest clue is often just a whisper in the dust. On a gray winter morning, a detective kneels in a cramped attic. His glove grazes a rough ladder board, and the sharp scent of pine sap cuts the cold air. Under a lens, the wood reveals its story, a unique grain pattern that points to a single sawmill miles away, instantly winnowing the list of suspects. But the ladder has more to say. Grit embedded in its feet is a perfect match for the iron-rich soil of a nearby marsh path. These are the witnesses that never lie. Elsewhere, the seal of an envelope holds the DNA from a breath someone never meant to share, steadying a wavering timeline without a single word of confession. A rumpled transit stub, its timestamp smudged but legible, becomes a silent alibi, proving not where someone was, but where they could never have been. Even the acoustics of a room, the plaster, the drapes, a closed window, can bend sound, making a claimed scream an auditory impossibility. This is the power of quiet evidence. In an era of instant judgment, it is patient science that keeps justice on course. But while a tiny splinter of wood holds the key, the headline shouts a different story. In a newsroom buzzing under fluorescent lights, a complex investigation is trimmed into a catchy, simple narrative. The detective's critical discovery in the attic becomes a footnote, not the lead. This is the shadow script, where pace, pressure, and public perception shape a case before the evidence is fully heard. A sensational theory takes root, and every detail that follows is forced to fit. Inside the investigation, the same pattern can emerge. Focus narrows. Confirmation bias rewards the familiar path, and an early label, an inside job, a jealous lover, hardens from theory into policy. A crucial tip sent to the wrong county sits unopened. A witness repeats a story they overheard until it feels like their own memory. When the headline becomes the only map, the faint, inconvenient facts remain buried in the file, waiting. Years later, cold case reviews pull those files from their boxes. Freedom of information requests unearth memos that never left the hallway. And new science, like genetic genealogy, finally links a name to a trace the original lab had no means to identify. This matters more than ever today. Our news feeds refresh every minute, and the 24-hour cycle rewards certainty, not caution. When rumor outpaces the record, we all risk judging with an incomplete story. The only way forward is to slow down, to compare the high-profile narrative with the overlooked notes, and to trust the physical evidence above all else. Because, as we're about to see, even the smallest detail, long ignored, can eventually return to change everything.